Hello and good evening. It is Friday, September 2nd. The time is just after 8 p.m. and this is Friday Night Live. And I am streaming for the second time in a row in the month of September. So we're 2 for 2. After August was the least amount I have streamed in over the past 2 years. I've started off September with 2 streams in 2 days. So that's pretty good, although I will be going MIA for a while as of tomorrow. What else is to be expected? And I see a lot of people in the chat. Vivian Johnson, our CEO, is here. Eunice Olson, Rory, all the way from Ireland. Eliz P, Sunjib, Marie Palmer, John O'Meara, Michelle Gray. Fans Buses Gaming, Whitby Dude, Michael Nguyen, Sapan TTC Explorer, 4K Walk in Ghana, hello. Sunjib, Bernadette, COVID Hippo, Cody Shaw, Young Jedi, Marge, Gertej, Brad Palmer, hello and good evening. And Brad, I did not yet get IPAs. I haven't had a chance to check out the IPA, but the LCBO. But I do have a Muskoka Brewery Hibernating Grizzly. This is a grisette with lemon zest. So this will be the drink of choice tonight. So cheers to everyone out there. Kicking off the weekend with a beer on a live stream. Although I'm thinking I want to go outside after this and record another video. I recorded a video earlier today, which we'll talk about a little bit. And I'm thinking I need a night video, and I'm not going to be available tomorrow night. And Friday nights and Saturday nights are the best time to do that. So hopefully I still have the energy to get up and brave the TTC and go out. I still got to finish up a video for tomorrow. So whatever, we'll cross that bridge in 90 minutes or so when we get there. But cheers, everyone. Happy Friday. Whoa. The green screen is not kind to this can. Let me turn it off for a second, just so you can see the true colors of the can. There it is. So cheers. COVID Hippo says, come find me at Young and Finch tonight. That's in the wrong direction. Lisa's here. PGH here. Action BJ is here. Hopefully you're feeling better, Fans Buses Gaming. He said he had COVID and he can't start school for an extra 2 weeks. Is that the protocol for that? I know the province just lifted. They're basically treating all respiratory viruses the same, and you're supposed to be good to go once you're 24 hours since your last symptoms. I don't know if that's exactly what they prescribed or not, but I would say at the very least, stay home till you're testing negative or until you've felt good well after your isolation period. I don't know. Don't make other people sick, I guess, is the name of the game. Hello, Epic Nation. So tonight, I'm going to play a video that I wasn't sure what to do with. I went to Amsterdam at the start of last month, and I had some videos queued up to cover the time I was away. And I just had one extra video that I wasn't too happy with. So I was like, I put that just in case I couldn't make it back. It would have been Monday's video, or Sunday's video. Fortunately, I made it back Saturday, and I was able to upload an airport video, and life was good. So I've just been sitting on this for a while. So I'm just going to play like the last little bit of it. Oh, something just happened. It looks like the stream just refreshed, but oh well. So this is, yeah, I had some problems with my fiber internet earlier today. So hopefully that's it. My internet actually went down. That's yet to happen on fiber. I didn't think that was supposed to happen. Mike T, member for 13 months. Your Blue Jays are currently beating your Pirates. You're welcome for 3 easy wins. Well, the last series was supposed to be a bunch of easy wins, and we haven't had that easy of a time. I think the Jays are doing a bit of a choke job this year down the stretch. Anyways, without further ado, I will queue up the second part of this video. The first part was going through a recreational trail, but I did that yesterday on the live stream. Then I'm thinking we might just go through some comments and kind of hang out. We're going to keep things pretty relaxed tonight. And I have a video to edit for tomorrow. I might do that at the tail end of the stream. I do have a video already up for tomorrow, but I think it's something I'd rather hold till Monday. It's not one of the stronger ones, so that's what we'll be doing. Dayar says, what's your fiber internet speed like? Well, just before we get going, we can test it right now. my computer only has a gigabyte Ethernet card, so I actually get 1.5 download, but you know, 1 gigabyte is more than enough. So there's my download, and my upload should be symmetric with this. It should be the same, minus whatever I'm using to upload this stream. So yeah, it's pretty decent. I've been uploading videos in like minutes when it used to take hours. So pretty happy with this internet, except it went down today for like 30 minutes. Like, what the hell, Bell? But I'm on an introductory offer. I'm paying like $49 a month for this ridiculously fast internet, and I have Wi-Fi 6 now, so life is pretty good on the internet front. Anywho, let's fire up that video. And do me a favor, if you haven't seen today's video, give it some love. I don't know, I thought this was one of my like more old school efforts. Like, I did a little bit more homework than usual. I tried to remember everything in the old noggin. I forgot a whole bunch of stuff, but I remembered enough to make it kind of an interesting video, and I was pretty happy with how it turned out. And then, of course, it tanks, and then the videos I put no effort into like blow up and do really well. But that's just kind of how life is in the YouTube world. Every YouTuber, I think, has that same story. Bill, no, I normally live stream on this one on Fridays or at some point during the week. I try to do one on this channel. This one is more themed to what I do, and Sunday night is just kind of general, let it all hang out, anything goes kind of stream. Lisa says, you know, you're bummed for this one. You liked it, and you went to check out a wall I showed. Yeah, I thought it was a cool video, and it's one of those parts that I don't think Ken had done this. I don't think any... Toronto has 100,000 YouTube walking channels, and I don't think anyone had covered like Huron Street from top to bottom, and I've talked about it for a while. It is what it is. I mean, ultimately, it's not the most interesting of streets if you're into like people watching and big city vibes, but I think it's cool. So I'm going to keep doing stuff. I don't care if it's not going to get a million views. I just mix up doing the sort of same old places that everyone wants to see, and I try to throw in a lot of new things as well as we go. So nothing's going to change with the formula. So let's get this video going. So this is just me arriving to the street, and then we're gonna ride. Yeah, it looks like there's Alexa, shut up. She just started singing a song. And then we're gonna arrive at Eglinton, and I'm gonna ride west, and we're gonna see a crosstown LRT train. How's the volume on this, by the way? I'm probably talking. Maybe I'll turn the volume down on that a little bit, just so I'm not competing with my own self. I thought we were almost at Eglinton. Where's Eglinton? Okay, we're almost there. We'll just let this play. This is on the Ad Motor e-bike. And here is Eglinton Avenue East. Vivian Johnson says variety is a good thing. Why is my thing all super outdated? So I hope everyone's having a good start to the month of September. Michelle Briggs says the volume is fine. Lisa says I like talking a lot, but feels a little necessary. Yeah, I don't speak nicely to Alexa. If Alexa was a real human and my conversations with Alexa ended up on the internet, I would probably lose my YouTube account. YouTube, like, we can't have people like that on our platform. What kind of person is this? I'd probably get kicked off. Vertej asks if I had a nice summer. I did. By the way, I ended the video and then I decided to like carry it on with the second part. So that's what's happening right here. You should change it up and do a mall walk more often. I tend to do the mall walks more in the winter. I think they're a bit more interesting then, and we've got a lot of malls to cover. I'm sure I'll go back to Yorkdale. I probably will do Sherway and Square One again. There's Scarborough Town Center I haven't been to in a while. It's just nice when it's, you know, when you want to do something indoors, and that's when people are really kind of thinking about malls anyway, so it kind of works out from a content point of view. Eugenette says I should visit universities again next week. Yeah, I'm hoping to do U of T. And I'm also going to do TMU. and I'm hoping to get up to York as well and do some areas that have college campuses in them. And I'm just going to leave the main camera running here. The Angry Ontarian gave you lots of shoutouts in his vids. Maybe I should be more angry themed. Eugenate is going to TMU. You know, I was walking along Queen on one of my videos. No, it was Dundas, and I looked north at Dundas and Church, and I saw a big RU on the building. So I wonder how long that'll last. It's going to be changed to a TMU at some point, I'm sure. What's the weather at right now? It is 22 degrees, so it's cooled off considerably. It was like 26 earlier. John says the Angry Ontarian. There's more than one. The Angry Ontarian. Make sure everything is zipped. Alright, let's get back to... It would help if I spelled... Oh, there he is.
This video may contain coarse language and mature...
This video may contain coarse language. Viewer discretion is advised. Andrew vs. Apple support. Last night on the Ion, walking to Grand River Hospital Station. Hey, he's got Alex under his featured videos. And me! Ooh, I'm going to give this guy a sub back, and I will check his channel out. Thanks for the tip, Alex. COVID Hippo says that guy is annoying. He just rants and complains for nothing. Oh my god, what a loudmouth. That just might be the shtick, right? Some people online just have a persona, and that's just the thing they do. Look at Zero Enigma and what he does on his bike rides around New York. I think they're great. Some people probably don't like them and get annoyed by them. It is what it is. You have no idea if this person is like that in real life or not, right? I'm not clever enough to pretend to be something on here. Yvonne says, hey Johnny. Hello, Yvonne. He says it's not for nothing. He probably feels a lot better after doing it. That's true too. It could be a big outlet for a lot of people, right? Under those conditions. I mean, that's why people go to therapists. 90% of therapy is just stating your problems and having somebody hear you, right? And that makes people just feel so much better about it. Brad Palmer, member for 17 months, silver tier. Thank you for your support, Brad Palmer. JTC CFC1 says, what is your favorite part of the city? Depends for what. I think if you look at my videos, it's pretty clear I favor like the Koreatown area. That's just, I lived there. I just really, really like that area. I like the vibe. I'm not a fan of like low density housing, but I think there's a lot of gorgeous homes and like tree-lined streets and just, again, beautiful, beautiful homes in that area. Not enough apartments, but the apartments they do have are like funky 60s era kind of apartments, not the boring kind either. So I'm going to say Koreatown Annex. Maybe we'll dip into South Harbor. From like where would I go to hang out point of view, I don't know. I think the whole point of living in a city like Toronto is we have so many great neighborhoods, right? I can't say that one stands out over the other, but you could definitely, Little Portugal is awesome. Little Italy is awesome. I'm actually trying to figure out with a friend where we're going to go tomorrow and get some drinks at night. So we're kind of all over the place. He's suggesting East End places. I'm suggesting there's a place in Parkdale we want to go to. So we're just kind of going back and forth, figuring that out. But yeah, so I don't really have an answer, but to live, I think maybe Palmerston and Bloor area is pretty ideal from my point of view. I like how the painted bike lane just disappeared as you got to that intersection. Michelle Briggs would say downtown Toronto is my fave. Downtown Toronto is a big area though, right? You're going Bathurst all the way up to Bloor, all the way over to the Don River, and then down to the lake. That's a pretty good chunk. There's lots of really good neighborhoods within it. From a channel point of view, there's not too many areas outside of downtown Toronto that gets the views, and more importantly for me, it's not which video gets the most views, but it's the viewer retention. Like today's video makes no sense to me. its viewer retention is like 20-30% higher than most of my videos, which means when people watch it, they really watch it, which means it's kind of a successful video. But then YouTube's like, no, I'm not going to push this out and show it to as many people. So again, nobody actually understands how the YouTube algorithm works, and if anyone tells you they do, they're full of shit. And I think that's by design. And I think that's just to prevent people from being able to game the system and sort of figure out ways to milk it. I think even like YouTube engineers don't even know how it works, and I think that is intentional. Alex went to Mississauga today and shot some bus rides there. Neat. I have not been to Mississauga in a while, and I'm probably going to bring one of the e-bikes out there pretty soon. If I'm going out for drinks, you recommend Odd Soul on Ossington. I have heard that place get recommended before. I'll have to check it out. Vivian says the nice thing about living in the city, a small town or two or three. Well, Eglinton is a bit north of the downtown core. We don't hold that perfect street grid, but generally, yeah, there's not so much in the way of curvy streets. Kathleen says hello, Kathleen. JTCF C1, welcome to Silver Tier. Thank you for your support. I'm gonna turn my camera off for 1 second, but thank you for your support, JTCF C1. No, I am not itching around my eye in a really weird way, stretching my face out. That is not at all what I'm doing.
That was a dead raccoon?
That wasn't what I was doing. Devin says long watch time is amazing. The nightmare of the 1 minute watch time.
And a dead squirrel?
The angry Ontarian is here. Well, the loudmouth is here in the chat, so watch yourself. I haven't seen your videos yet, but I will check them out. I've already subscribed. Let's tickle the bell too. There we go. Welcome to the chat, fellow Ontario-based YouTuber. Maybe, if you're okay with it, maybe we could watch one of your videos on the Sunday night Stumble stream. We kind of do things a little weird and wacky and out of the box on that. Well, I could probably do it anyways. It would fall under fair use, but we'll see. Speaking of Eglinton, have you seen the streets where the new subway line is? Vic Park to Kennedy. It's so nice, and now it has bike lanes. Yet they've roughed in bike lanes in parts of Eglinton. I have seen that stretch. It is quite nice, and there's going to be a really inconsistent, half-assed bike infrastructure going across Eglinton. It wasn't very well thought out, and we're at the point now where some stretches we're going to have to wait until they resurface the street after they've just resurfaced it until we get proper bike infrastructure. But where it does exist, it's actually pretty good. And once you go east of that, where the LRT stops, they've got those dedicated red bus lanes as well that you can hop into and ride your bike in. Jennifer Gala is here. Hello, Jennifer. Whitby Dude says, why will you be MIA? Another trip? I don't know. I don't normally stream Saturdays. I'll stream Sunday on the Stumbles channel. I've just been streaming less, which is weird because August was my biggest month of the year, views-wise, by far. Maybe YouTube is just trying to send me a message. Don't stream so much. I don't know, but I'll be probably Monday or Tuesday firing it back up, but definitely not tomorrow. Although I was going to do a co-stream with Ken tomorrow, but I had other plans that I committed to earlier. So I think Ken is doing something special, really special for his stream tomorrow. And he actually invited me, and I feel kind of bad that I can't take part in it, but make sure that you are subscribed and ready to watch his stream tomorrow. Unknown says, have you ever thought of doing a midnight run? Like running? Like physically running? This 41-year-old doesn't actually run anymore. I don't even pedal my own bikes. Hey, look, I'm on one of the new bike lanes now. I don't know if I was supposed to be on this or not, but I am. We're checking it out. It looked like the asphalt had dried. This is how you get a flat tire, folks, going through construction zones. But yeah, and this bike doesn't have big fat knobby tires. And actually, I got a flat tire when I got home. This was the ride that blew my back tire. Hey, look! Did you see what was on the left there? Stop. Where are we? 5219? I can't really control where we are. But take a look what's on the left. So in the last live stream I did, we got to see one of the Alstom Finch West LRT trams. This, yes, I call them trams. This is the Bombardier. This is basically a souped up version of the streetcars that we have. So there's a Line 5 tram. It's weird that they call it Line 5. It's not a subway, but...
Train testing.
And it's weird that it's branded Metrolinx. Like, just put TTC on it. Paint it a better livery than that. Make it look like the streetcars. We call them the Red Rocket. Metrolinx has to put their fingerprints all over everything. Looks so nice compared to what we usually use. I think this is going to be a massive, massive improvement for Eglinton. Just remember, though, in the early 90s, there was an actual Eglinton subway under construction. Shovels were in the ground, and that was canceled, courtesy of Mike Harris. I turned around to see if I could record more of the test LRT coming this way, and it was not coming this way. Alex never liked the color scheme. It's not very Toronto. It's just black and gray. And they're doing the same color scheme on Finch West as well. So I'm not a huge fan of it. Remember the original ones were in like the Presto green color, all the initial releases. The press releases showing that LRT. Sunjib says, "Hey Johnny, I like to watch your video." Thank you, Sunjib. For such a nice comment, I will flash that on the screen. Vivian says they're very modern looking. They are. I'm just not a fan of the color livery. I wish they were the same as the streetcars. Or maybe do the inverse of the streetcars. Black with red accents, I think would look pretty good. Whippy Dude says Eglinton East by Line 5 has new painted bike lanes, not protected. Yeah. There are stretches where there are protected bike lanes. I was in one of the protected bike lanes earlier on this ride, but a lot of it's just going to be half-assed painted bike lanes because they didn't have the foresight to just have one consistent bike network, which really sucks. And if you go to Eglinton West, like way out in Etobicoke, it does have a proper bike lane. It doesn't just have a proper bike lane. It is completely separated from the street as well, which is pretty cool. Both directions. It's on the south end. You'll gladly take painted bike lanes over nothing. I would too, but they really should be protected. It's kind of silly that there's not. Gertej says, which street is this? This is going west on Eglinton. CP says, which Eglinton and Etobicoke through that stretch has bike lanes. But that is past where the LRT will go. I think they start around Scarlet.
So tempting to hop up on that trail on the right there, but
If I'm not mistaken. Do I take advantage of the fact that I'm narrow and slip off to the side and squeeze through? I do. I don't remember much at all of this. This was like a month and a half ago. Get off the sidewalk, Johnny. Yeah, I know. It's actually a construction zone still. This is the only time you'll ever see me riding on the sidewalk in the city of Toronto. When I am circumventing
I know I'm a hypocrite. I always
nasty traffic on a sidewalk that's technically not even open yet. There we go. We found more half-ass bike lanes. This one's just a painted line.
that little stretch there wasn't really harming anything.
And thank you very much for the 200 yen. Sorry, I translated your name before. Japanese to English. Let's see. Ramana Kanata. Is that correct? I'm not sure, but thank you very much, Rayama Kanata, for your 200 Japanese yen. It is very much appreciated. John says, I'm a role model for Lizzo. Vivian Johnson says, wonder if this will be in the rant on bad bikers. I should put that. I'm making a compilation of like just things that happened on bike rides this spring and summer. I should put me being a hypocrite riding in an unopened sidewalk. I'm reasonably confident 99% of the population would have done what I did there. Do as I say, not what I do. What a hypocrite. Sanjib says, hey Johnny, can you go to Thorncliffe Park to make a video? I've done a lot of videos around Thorncliffe Park lately. There's the I did a members video recently where I went to the Taylor Creek Trail and I blasted around Thorncliffe Park on that. I also went around Thorncliffe Park on my Ad Motor e-bike video. John Amira says AK has a hilarious compilation of him on a bike. Yeah, I think I initially got the idea to do the bike compilations from AK. Then last year I didn't do any. So I've got... It's too much for me to go back through last year's catalog and make a compilation. So I'm starting with this year. I'm also finding the e-bikes and the e-scooter, I don't have as many confrontations or as many incidents. Maybe it's just because you're just kind of like farting along at a very consistent, easy to anticipate speed. I don't know why, but it just seems as if I don't have that much in the way of like interesting oh shit moments. But I'm gonna go ahead and make it anyways. Oh, I missed the hand gesture. Yeah, he says I should make a shopping video. Shopping video of what? I did a shopping video of me at Shoppers Drug Mart on the Johnny Stumbles channel. Well, that exists. That's a thing. Little did I know that Shoppers Drug Mart has like a store-wide policy of no recording in their stores. Yeah, I see that comment by G-Spot. That is not a cycling compilation moment. No, your hand gesture just now over my head. Yes, very over my head. Hey, I bowled yesterday, and I rolled 2 perfect games on bowling on my Quest 2, minus 1 shot. I think both games were like a 270 something. 2 very, very high scoring bowling games. And I was 1 shot away from a perfect game, and I cleaned up the spare on both of them. Both of them were 9, and it was a single pin. Everett C says, hello, Johnny. Hope you and everyone is doing well. Thank you, Everett C, for your support. I am doing well. I'm planning on going
Hello,
out.
Johnny. Hope you and everyone is doing well.
All right, we'll turn that down a bit. I'm planning on maybe going out tonight and just kind of doing a last hurrah of summer kind of night walk. I don't know. We'll see how that turns out. COVID Hippo streams Wii Bowling. I don't do Wii Bowling. I do on the Quest 2. Do you use a real bowling ball for maximum simulation? I read that as stimulation the first time. No, but it's surprisingly realistic. You also did a mini shopping vid. Maybe your first one, Dollarama on Lawrence East. Michelle Briggs, what a memory. That was a walk I did on Lawrence, right? And I left my gloves, my very expensive,
view or something like that.
nicely fitted winter gloves on the bus. And I ended up at an IKEA buying these garbage, or not IKEA. How did that get into my mind? At a Dollarama buying these replacement gloves. COVID Hippo says, you know, but that is somewhat similar to mine. Kind of. Independent Mind is here. Hello, Independent Mind. Lisa says, you think it's realistic? You really do suck at bowling. I think it's realistic too, but in real life, I've bowled the thousands of games, and I've had 1 game ever over 250. So for me to throw back-to-back games in the 270s tells me it's realistic, but it's not hyper realistic, because there's no chance in hell I could bowl back-to-backs at over 270. Urtej asking, oh yes, on Sunday night stream I ordered a Domino's pizza. It was great, except they ripped me off on the garlic dip. It was empty. Hey, I got an email. Now live on your channel, Friday Night Live. Sweet. Lisa hasn't played in over a week. I couldn't play when I had COVID. It was almost like I had vertigo. Not really, but like the movement just made me motion sick. It was, I don't know, but that just put me off from playing. And the experience was so bad, even after I recovered from COVID. I just had this memory of putting on my Oculus headset and like moving and getting instant horrendous motion sickness. And that kind of kept me away from even trying it again for like a month, or not a month, but at least like a week and a half after I'd recovered. But now I'm back into it. It's fine. You also created a second account, which you're super... Why did you do that? Yes, Devin, an empty garlic dip. James Johnson, this is a Muskoka Brewery hibernating grizzly, which the green screen is trying to look through. Whippy Dude, that is correct. Sanjib asks, do I play video games? The only video games I play outside of my VR system, I play on live streams on the Stumbles channel, and I haven't done that in a while. So we are at Bayview, future home of an LRT stop. You can see it going in there on the northwest corner, and we're going west on Eglinton. Urtej says he might eat Domino's pizza for your birthday on December 11th. Planning well in advance of that. G-Spot appreciates how I follow the rules of the road to a T. I follow most of the rules. I think it's less the rules, more safety and common sense that I follow. I do have some hard lines in the sand, like lights in a residential area, a stop sign. I'm a full subscriber and believer in the Idaho stop, which means you treat stop signs like yield signs when you're on a bike. It's just better for everyone, even motorists, and there's tons and tons of stats to back it up. But on streets like this, lights, you gotta, that's black and white. There's no gray area. A red light is a red light. You stop. That is not your right of way. So I'm pretty adamant about following that. Lisa says right beside a metro. That's convenient. A metro and a giant suburban style parking lot. Is this near where the reggae festival was last week? No, this is Eglinton East. I would have to ride for about 15 minutes west of Yonge and Eglinton to get to that. That would be Little Jamaica.
Oh, that's windy. I'm going right at it.
Is the Idaho stop the same as a California roll? I don't know about that, Action VJ. I don't know. Wonderfeet is here. Hello, Wonderfeet. Harjot says hello. Harjot in the chat. Thanks everyone for joining in on this laid-back Friday night live stream, where the longer the stream goes, the less I'm feeling like getting up and going out. But I did say I was going to do a night walk. Chris Mill says extra freaky in BR. One thing that I've committed to is I do daily videos, and I live stream. I used to do it 4 or 5 times a week. Now it's like 2-3 times a week. But I'm also trying to always have like a project that I'm working on the side. Something that I can something with no time limit. But I'm already started. I have 2 kind of now, but I've already started writing the script for one. And these are videos that could appear on this channel or the other channel. But I'm starting to get into doing some outside of the box stuff. Like I've talked about it for a while. I think there's a lot of topics that what I do on this channel could dovetail into. And either way, just for the sake of my sanity, not kind of having that Groundhog Day syndrome of always doing a walking or cycling video over and over, just to like once a week or once every 2 weeks, just have something to break that up. So I've just finished one project. So that's just kind of like a tester. That'll be coming up next week on this channel. That answers the questions of some of you. And I have 2 projects after that, one I've already started that'll also be for this channel. Then I have another one that's going to be on the Stumbles channel. And these are like involve actual editing and taking time, not just one long shot. So I'm not going like full Wendover Productions overnight, but something a little more along the lines of what you see in RM Transit and that sort of thing. Lisa likes the idea of me expanding it. I need to keep the channel fresh. Well, I think you can't stray too far. As soon as YouTubers get away from what they grew doing, it almost always goes downhill from there. People always get these great ideas that they're going to branch out, and it almost never works. Just like second channels almost never work. But if it's like once a week, I don't see the harm in that. So I'm going to start mixing in some different content. I'm absolutely serious about it. Independent Mind says, how's the scooter review going for the Pegasus? I've been taking the Pegasus out all week, just doing personal things with it. I visited Charlie the other day. I'll talk more about him on the Sunday night stream. And I took that out. I don't feel comfortable doing a scooter review if I don't have like a few hundred kilometers on it. If I haven't ridden it in the rain, if I haven't ridden it at night, if I haven't beaten the living hell out of it, taking it through every type of condition, I'm just not comfortable like saying, you know, commit $1,600 to this thing. Right? Like there's a bit of conflict there. So like with the Ad Motor and the Himaway, I didn't have to do a review. I just had to like talk about the features of the bike and then ride it. This one, since I have to do a review, I'm going to properly spend the time with it. And then we'll do that. I do have 30 days from when they delivered it. So I've got like 2 more weeks or so to get the review out. It is coming. I did have some questions actually from the manufacturer as well. So I've sent those off. So hopefully we'll get the review up. I'm already like at 150 kilometers or something on it. And I'm actually choosing to... Oh, it looks like the... Where's my stream at here? No, we're at full stream strength now. It looks like YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. It looks like my internet is having some hiccups, which sucks because this is my fiber internet. But okay, it seems like we're back. We're getting full bit right now. It seems like we're back. Anyways, Doc Connor says, is there any chance of you getting back to Europe in the near future? No, I don't think in the near future. I don't think not till next year if I go back to Europe. And the thing is, Europe is expensive. That was an absolute indulgence going there. It's not something that I think I could I could do regularly. It's kind of a... Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. There's a reason why I want to go to Bangkok for my next trip. It'll be like a fifth the cost, and for me, just as interesting, if not more. Whippy Dude, watched my premiere today. You learned I'm not a fan of Robart's Library. That is coming up in a future video. There's a little tip on that. Bill Chow says, to everyone who wants to save money on movie tickets, it's $3 movie tickets tomorrow to celebrate some anniversary from movie theaters. Which, every movie theater doing that? I know a lot of people right now, the new Lord of the Rings is on Amazon, and a lot of people have been watching that. A lot of very, very mixed reactions. People saying it's like a train wreck. Some people saying it's like the most gorgeous cinematography they've ever seen on a show like that. A lot of mixed reviews. I'm not one of these sci-fi nerd people, so was never really into it, or fantasy. Actually walked out of the first ever Lord of the Rings movie. That was the first movie I ever walked out on. I also walked out on Pirates of the Caribbean at one point. Vivian enjoys when I tell us some of the history of the buildings, both old ones and new ones. I try. It's really kind of random. I'm not very consistent with that, but it's definitely something. We don't have like the super old history, but I think the history we do have needs to be told, at least when it's actually interesting. All right, let's close out the video.
Well, that's been a trip. I think I'm going to end this one here. Hope you enjoyed this one down
Hey,
the
my
Gatineau
stream
hydrocorridor.
seems
What am
to
I doing?
have-
I already said my goodbyes.
My chat
Quite a while
seems to have
ago.
stopped. Oh, there we go. I missed
But
a
anyway.
lot.
So around 40% maybe, and 56.92 kilometers in total. And I've been
Okay, so I don't know what's going on with
For
my
3 hours and
internet. I just
51
lost the
minutes.
stream for like a few seconds. And now my camera is not
Thank you for
in.
watching,
Let me,
and
let me
I
see if I
will
can
catch you on the next
fire
one.
this up again. What is that all about? Come back. Device not connected. I'm just trying to get my web camera back up here, guys. Just bear with me. Something happened when I lost the internet. I lost my webcam. I do have a backup webcam I can use anyways. It's not like the end of the world. Are you kidding me? We're gonna have to go to a backup webcam because silly thing, what happened was I used my iPhone and somehow it is out of battery. It cannot wow. Okay, just give me 1 second. I know this might look a little weird, but I've got this other software here. There we go, that I can use. I want to launch IV Cam. There we go. Get back up. I'm trying to put it on the same. Okay, so we are recovering IV Cam. There we go. We're back. I might look a little more pale, a little more ghost-like, but we're back. Lisa says $5 for the effort. How does this look? Does this look not as good? Not as bad? I have switched from the iPhone.
Lol for the effort.
Thanks again, Lisa, for the $5. I've switched from the iPhone to using a Galaxy S20. What can I do with this? Look at that color. That looks like I look a little pale and off. There's like some beautiful. Ooh, no. Let's turn that off. I don't think there's any controls here that'll save it. I think we've got to live a bit with being a bit of a pale face. Man, I look like I have jaundice. Look at my skin. Vivian Johnson says, looks okay to you. Lisa says, I'm fine, all good, carry on. All right, so we have successfully transitioned to another web camera. Thanks for bearing with me. Hey, look, that little incident cost us like 20 viewers. Sweet Marie Palmer says, looks good, thanks. All right, so we are back up and going. I'm going to post a little poll here about what you guys want to do next. Just turn the channel into an emo goth channel? Maybe. Vivian says we can't have our makeup be perfect all the time. I just posted a poll. Feel free to chime in and answer. Bill Chow says I look fine for a white guy. I look pasty white now. This is using the front camera on a Galaxy S20 instead of the rear camera on my iPhone, which stopped working because it ran out of juice. How embarrassing is that? Oh well, we'll and I think somehow the iPhone, I don't know how, but when it ran out of battery, even though it was plugged in, that somehow took my Ethernet connection out with it. Notice how my internet died at the same time I lost my camera? I think that, like, that just the motherboard, I don't know, something to do with that. 80% of the people said comments, 20% said edit tomorrow's video. We already have 47 votes. I'll end this one when we get to 60 votes. Although I have a feeling that's not going to change anything. So I got a letter here from Statistics Canada. Your household has been selected to participate in the National Travel Survey conducted by Stats Canada. Your participation is important whether you traveled recently or stayed close to home. The purpose of the National Travel Survey is to study the characteristics of Canadian travelers and non-travelers in order to measure the economic impact of tourism. The survey includes questions on domestic and international travel. Vivian got no poll, so sorry, there is a poll up. Can I just tell them to, like, delete the ArriveCan app from the Google Play Store? We'll let iPhone users still suffer with it. We'll force them to use it and just move on with their life. Like, we already know their travel measures have wreaked havoc all over the place. Why do we gotta spend money on a stupid survey to find out? Ollie says flights are expensive. Let them know that. What about mushroom travel? There's a way to travel without really getting into it. Just take some shrooms, go on a trip. All right, it looks like we're gonna run through some comments. Do I have that up? I do. So these are just comments that have come in over the past several days. Feel free to, like, ask anything. There's really no more theme to this. Morgan says, do you do shrooms? I do not do shrooms, but I am invested in a couple of shroom companies, which have tragically cost me a lot of money with the recent downturn in the economy. Who would have thought that companies that research the medicinal impact or effects of mushrooms would have been big losers when the market tumbles? But yeah, let's not talk about that. Who are them? I think MindMed and Numi. I'm invested in. These are why I'm primarily in ETFs. When you let me choose the companies that I invest in, I pick terrible ones, apparently. I'm also in some, like, robotics one called, like, the Kraken. Like, what's that all about? I don't know, but anyways. CP says, would love to see you pop by Unionville and Markham. Tons of possible content there. It's on the list. It's on the list of places I need to go, but every time I look it up, it's a PITA to get to, and I reconsider going there. Clayton Crawford, member for 12 months. You signed back up. Thank you, Clayton Crawford, for your generosity and your support, and keep your newsletters coming. Clayton writes a newsletter, I think, every 10 minutes. You can ask Clayton how you would go about getting on that. At all costs says the Kraken doesn't sound like a great investment. Time to release it. Jimmy Hoffa says that's his hometown. Yes, I have not. I don't think Ken's covered it either. Choden Vlogs says, Choden Vlogs. So you're a vlogger? You have 801 subscribers. And one video. Basketball game Mungod Losser. How do you have 801 subscribers off of this video called Tibetan Joke? 61k views. 21k views. I gotta see this joke. Oh, it's in Tibetan. Clayton Crawford, $2. Thank you, Clayton Crawford, for your support and your channel membership. Thank you, Clayton. Doolittle Tibet. I have several times, but I'm sure I'll be back later this year. Possibly tomorrow if I'm going to the Rhino in Parkdale for some drinks. That's one of the places that me and my friend are discussing. Morgan says, how do you get 800 plus subs with one bid? I don't know. Maybe they went to Fiverr and they just bought some subs. Maybe they used to have videos, more videos, and they've hidden them or deleted them. You can always creep people, or not creep them, but literally creep on them by going to Social Blade. Strollers allowed on ride, the Skyride. We have a statement. Okay. I don't know how to respond to that. James York. So I put up a poll the other day. I had a bit of a block on yesterday, actually. I wasn't sure what kind of video I needed to make, and I put up a poll just to get some ideas. So thanks to everyone who responded to that poll and gave me some interesting ideas to mull over. I enjoy all your videos, no matter the transportation. With walking tours, you'll show a lot of blogs. I think he meant buildings. I really enjoy the architecture of older blogs, like the video I'm currently watching Huron Street. Thank you, James York. I never knew blog was short form for building. Peaceful compared to downtown, east side in Vancouver, or north end of Winnipeg. Okay, SG. That's about my George Street walk. Another response to the poll. Love your modes of travel. It'd be cool to see a video shot during a ferry ride or water taxi tour. There is a good idea. It is awkward for me to narrate when I'm sitting around other people who are just like trying to enjoy themselves. Once we toured around the islands on a tall ship, that was a thrill. A little break from streets and cars might be excellent. Safe travels, and thanks for your awesome videos. Thank you, Leigh Bennett. Atticus Fitzgerald, you love New York? Some of the best nature spots in that area. New York is a huge area, so some of the best nature spots. We're going to like this comment, but I don't fully understand. Lisa says the sightseeing tour bus thing is sick, including the boat around the islands. It's also like $70. It's gonna be a break-even endeavor at best if I indulge in that, unless it does really well. Morgan says, love your walking videos lately. Every time you catch me live, I'm on an e-bike. Yeah, I go through phases, and I know in the winter I'm going to be out there walking almost every time. And I know Ken goes out 2 times a week walking. Primarily I make content that I want to make, that I enjoy making. And I've got so many e-toys. I don't know. I'll go back to the walking streams. I'm sure there was a time when I was doing like 4 or 5 a week. Like I was out there, I was recording a video, I was firing up the equipment to do the walking stream. I'll get back to it. I've just gotten away from it, but I do a lot of things on a whim, so I'm sure we'll get back to it. Action Kid is a champ. He's out there like doing the walking live streams all the time. And Devin says he's a rock star about narrating it in front of people. Yeah. I'm a bit more self-conscious of that. You'll notice whenever I do the start of my videos, I'm usually not standing right next to people. I'm usually trying to go somewhere, a little nook or corner to do it. John says people would enjoy a bus tour from the top. AK did a great one. Ken did one too from the top of a Go bus. That's a viewpoint I would like to get. Bill Montana, you actually missed the section of Huron north of the railway between Davenport and McPherson. You were so close to it at the start. That is true. I thought I was at the north end, but the railway actually breaks it up. What just happened? Why did my screen go black there? I have no idea why that happened. Epic Nation says black screen. Epic Nation says, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. I've been going through a lot of my videos trying to get clips for compilations, and whenever you've watched one of my e-scooter or e-bike videos, you leave timestamps of like incidents that happened, and it's been very helpful because I know where to go to look to clip them. So thank you for your comments. You've saved me some work in terms of like scrubbing through entire videos Action BJ says this is the most Stumble Strides live ever. The view count too is about the same. This is like the same amount of viewers that a Stumbles has. George Emil says drivers who honk need separated bike lanes. Yes, I got honked at a driver. Something about this comment gives me offensive vibes. So we're just going to delete it. I think you're riding too close to the curb. You've seen too many cars close past me in the same lane when there's an empty lane to their left. I like to stay to the far right. The Highway Traffic Act actually stipulates that you should stay to the far right. You can take the lane as safety dictates, but you're not supposed to just take the lane for the sake of taking the lane when you're on a bike. So I kind of keep that in mind and generally stay right. Cars are supposed to leave a full meter around you. There's not much you can do if they don't, but I think for a cyclist on a busy street like this to be taking an entire lane when they have no justified reason to is a bit much. That's why I stick to the right. I'm going to leave my reply to this comment in this live stream, so hopefully George is watching. Hi, George. Next, do Bayview Avenue from Corktown to Steeles or the other way. That's a pretty beefy ride. That's something that I think the e-bikes are well suited to. So there's a very good suggestion. Thank you, George. Good video, Johnny. Thank you, Harjot. Sapan TTC Explorer, who might be in the chat. Good morning, Johnny and everyone. Happy Friday. A lot of encouraging stuff there. The Wanderer 4K says very beautiful video. Haven't I seen this before? COVID Hippo says, bloody hell. Stop coming for views. I don't think you even watched the video. Generally speaking, when someone has a YouTube channel and they leave a comment and it's just generic, they're really just hoping that people who watched my video see his name and click it and try to get views. Lol, one of the 4K walking channels from Japan that is found on almost every channel I watch. I finally made it to mine, and he said his usual catchphrase, I'm one of your fans. Yeah, I'm just going to ban this user. He has done enough spamming of my comments. Ruby Sarah, I'm watching this because I dream of living here when I go off to school, but imagine how people will see this 100 or even 50 years from now. What's crazy is when we look at footage that's older, it always looks like shit. Even footage from like the 90s and early 2000s looks really bad. Like properly digitally preserved footage. So I can't imagine like this 4K footage that we're all capturing now. To someone's eyes in 50 years from now, they're going to see that and go, that looks like garbage. That was definitely filmed in like the 2020s on some guy's like shitty camera he probably bought on Amazon. Like we think it's good. We think like the best 4K HDR thing material we watch on our OLED TVs is like amazing. But at some point in the future, someone's going to see that and be like, that looks terrible. Just like when we see stuff from like the 70s and 80s. We think it looks gross. So yeah, great comment. Thank you, Ruby Sarah. But it just triggered my thought in terms of wondering how our video is going to age that we take now. Morgan says, I have a point now. Yeah, it's never, even when you watch like the early DVDs, well, they were 480p. So that's not really a thing. They still look like trash too, compared to what we have today. Keith Lem says, when was this filmed? Sheena says, hi, Keith. He mentions it in the descriptions and in the beginning of the video. That is correct. I guess Keith just kind of skipped the first few minutes. Kathy says 4K, but I can't feel and smell the scene. Maybe you'll be able to do that, or everything will be holographic. Vivian Johnson loves looking at old films. I love looking at them too, but you can't deny they have an aesthetic appeal to them. It's almost like an art quality. But you can't even like read a license plate on a car most of the time. Uh-oh. COVID Hippo says next comment should be great. Pin this so others can see it too. It is with great honor that I am able to tell you about the Lady of Heaven movie. The trailer garnered more than 2,000 reactions before... What? COVID Hippo says, listen here, whoever you are, first of all, no one cares. And second, what in the hell does your irrelevant comments have to do with this video? Yeah, this is just spam. Don't know what that video is, nor do I want to know what that video is. Goodbye. You are banned, man of goodwill. What's up, Canaria says, you would appreciate if I answer this question. Do you do the bike streams with the GoPro? If so, how does the GoPro behave in the stream? No, I do not. I do not use the GoPro at all, period. Got a GoPro Hero 9 just sitting here on my desk that I do not use ever. Even when I do the rear view shots on my e-bikes, I use my DJI Action. So no, I don't live stream on it. I don't like the live stream. There's a little bit in here, Brad. I don't like the live streaming capabilities. It's very limited. So I film the regular videos with this, and then I film the live streams with this. Do you ever see Super Safe garbage trucks? I don't think so. I don't really pay attention to the branding on the garbage trucks. I do see the waistcoat ones. Found your video from a group on... What is that? The Next Gen Social Network. I don't know if this is spam, someone trying to advertise this new startup social network or not. I'm going to leave it. Leah Lowe says, I'm considering a move to Toronto, but never visited. Your videos have been so helpful looking at different neighborhoods and even just seeing the overall feel of the city. Thank you. Thank you very much, Leah. I hope they help guide you with your decision to move or not move. Another YouTube channel I watch, Casey from Camera Conspiracies, who I saw and waved at on the Danforth, and he waved and then kept going. He's been contemplating a move out of Toronto, and he did a video on his Vegetable Police channel where he checked out possible locations in St. Catharines, only to conclude, no, there's no chance in hell we are moving to St. Catharines. But it was still an interesting series of videos. John So says, I love your videos. I believe your compilation of your walks and rides are essential for archiving of your wonderful city. Well, the compilation will mostly be people doing like stupid things, so I don't know. Maybe our lines are crossed on what the compilation will be. I know when a lot of us will be watching these videos even decades later and we'll finally remember these times. Anyways, I'm looking to an e-bike, so I've been doing some research. Understanding the maximum speed is 32 kilometers per hour. But my goodness, how fast were you going? When you were going down Shepherd, say the 12:30 mark, how fast were you really going? Uh-oh. Around the 12:30
Brad says
mark.
you need another lol.
Thank you very much, Marge, for the $5. Brad says I need another IPA. I'm trying to convince myself to go out and record another video after this, so we're going to limit it to this. But thank you very much, Marge, for the 5. How fast was I going? This e-bike cannot go over 32 on power. And we're not going downhill. It's actually 32 kmh, or you could say kph. What you can't say is this. I didn't know that. That's all I'll go. My Himaway bike, there is a way to go into like the menus and turn it up so you can go 40. I did that. It is effing terrifying to go 40 kilometers on a bike. I don't care what anyone says. I fully agree with the 32 kilometer per hour limit. So I undid that little hack and I put it back down to 32 kilometers and it's going to stay there. Nick says not much room on Shepherd or Finch. You got balls to do that ride? I'm allowed to be there. I do it. I actually prefer riding with cars than busy bike lanes or multi-use trails. I think as much shit as I give drivers, I think they're more predictable than like dawdling cyclists. I know I'm not the only one who thinks like that. Also, I don't have a helmet that is rated for going faster than 32 kilometers per hour. Dylan Reynolds, good morning. Fedical says LLSD. What is that? Does anyone know what LLSD is? LSD? I don't know. Good morning, Falcom. Neville says, I'm in his area or her area. Don't want to assume. As I've said before, I live in the Crombie Park apartments right behind you. If I'd known you were there, I would have come downstairs and greeted you. Nice to see you in their hood this time. Neat. Feel free to do that if you ever see me. So on streets posted 30 kph, you could technically speed by 2 over. I could, Whippy Dude, and knowing the Toronto police, they would bust me for it. The cars, they could go 100. They can go 200. They wouldn't care. They can go the speed of light. But if you're on a bike, you're getting a ticket. Nick says buses and big trucks would freak you out. Generally speaking, the bus drivers are really good, except for that bus driver who like spazzed out on that cyclist and it went viral. But I'm generally like 90% of drivers are like pretty good. But yeah, you definitely have to be on edge because not all of them are that good. I also think motorists prefer when you stick to the right and go at a good clip versus kind of like if you ride your bike like that, you shouldn't be on roads like Shepherd. Alex says, I agree with you. Thank you. Christopher says, hi, Johnny. Great stream on the ad motor. Guess the move-in will be moving on. That is true. The move-in will be moving on. Some harem-scarum roads up in the north there. I used to glance over the shoulder as well as the mirror when out in the bike. The mirror can be a bit deceptive when riding faster on roads. You can glance a car approaching, but it is upon you quicker than you think. The mirror is useful on quieter country roads as you can check out for clear road before cycling. Yeah, there's a lot of debate on this. When I'm riding my bike, I'm like this. You know, like your head is just constantly on a swivel. I feel like I can only see forward, but I feel like I have 360-degree vision just because, like, your head
just
is
to match Mudge and a cold Eaper tomorrow.
Brad Palmer. Thank you. I will be going out and having multiple drinks. I'm hoping at least 3 tomorrow night. Thank you, Brad Palmer. That'll go a long way towards that. Thank you for your support and for the IPA, or IPA, as it's actually called. Salazar, 26. Hello, Johnny. Have you tried Lunatic Fridge IPA from London, Ontario yet? No, I haven't. I haven't seen it yet. But thank you, Salazar, 26. Hopefully on one of these streams, I will be able to hold that up in front of you. But thank you for your support, Salazar, 26. Thank you as well, Brad Palmer. I'm nursing about that much
Hello,
beer.
Johnny. Have you tried Lunatic Fridge IPA from London, Ontario yet?
Jenny Krutzkamp. Good evening. Hello, Jenny Krutzkamp. I see you. I see you lurking. But thank you, Christopher, for your comment. Up in the burbs, cyclists are just risk mitigating. More cars will pass you in 5 seconds than you do pedestrians in 5 minutes. So until places like North York stop being so damn car dependent, I'd say it's fine to ride in the sidewalk. Not on Yonge though. Just watch for driveways and of course yield to the one pedestrian you see every 5 minutes. The real issue is infrastructure. But I'll die on the hill that if someone doesn't want to ride on the sidewalks and is over 14, they should walk their bikes and or plan a better route. Maybe there's just one person on the sidewalk, but you are absolutely terrorizing the living bejesus out of them by barreling down the sidewalk on your bike. Nobody, like, no, you don't belong on the sidewalks. If it's like legal in that jurisdiction, I'm still never going to do it, or most likely won't do it. And I have absolutely no argument. But in Toronto, it's illegal, even in the burbs, even in Etobicoke, even in North York. Illegal for a reason. And I think if people have a disagreement, the law is a pretty good tiebreaker on that. Jenny says, 48 hours till you're expecting me to start singing. Oh, it's almost your birthday. Happy birthday in advance. Too bad this is the Strides stream and not a Stumble stream. Otherwise, I might break out in a preemptive happy birthday. But if I sing it once, it'll be good for every birthday that you have for the next 50 years. So it'll be in perpetuity. I think I used the word perpetuity wrong, but that's okay. Travis Byko says, like the walking tour of the CNE, you're in Southeast Asia. So this is his 20th year of missing the X. You used to go from one day to the X when you lived in Toronto. After viewing the walk, you see you're not missing much now. That seems to be a recurring theme. As Alan Lamport once said, the CNE isn't what it used to be. Then again, it never was. Every single year, people claim the CNE is on the decline. Yet this year, they're charging $10 just to play a game. Astronomical food prices. Astronomical everything prices. They have less on offer, and it's like busier than it's ever been. Maybe it's just like a post-pandemic, everyone can exhale and go enjoy life again kind of thing. I'm curious to see what happens next year with like their extortionate prices. Is the CNE going to still be packed next year? This year it's almost a given, especially with what we went through over the last 2 years, but now everything's fine again pretty much. I'm wondering if this is just people, like kids haven't had a chance to experience it yet, so families want to go. I don't know. We'll see. Alex was at the CNE last night. He filmed some videos. It was fun despite the overpriced food. John says people love fairs. Mick says McDonald's breakfast is like $10 now. And A&W gave up on all their cheap breakfast coupons. I used to love me an A&W breakfast. Love your vids. I know I'm into international travel. I should check out this guy, Ride with Gaby. What's that all about? Ride with Gaby. Nope, can't play that. That's music. 24 hours in the beach paradise? Alright, I'll check this channel out. Kind of just did. Thank you, Jose Mendes. Barry says, wow, why do you not have a left side mirror? Head on a swivel. Not really necessary. But I wouldn't knock anyone who uses one. Maybe as honestly, like, as I get older, that like constant sudden movement of the head is not going to be so comfortable. Mirrors will be a good idea, but I just like not relying on a mirror, which is weird because when you're in a car, you absolutely rely on your mirrors. But when you're on a bike, you don't have like A-pillars or like a giant metal killing machine around you where you have to have mirrors because you have blind spots. And like, I don't know. I like just looking around. Chris Sinclair says, take a GO train to Oshawa and go along Bond Street, which turns into Kingston Road. It's a nice ride with bike lanes most of the way, fresh payment through Ajax, under 2 hours to downtown Toronto. Chris Sinclair. There is a very good idea, and that's an excellent idea. Thanks. That's a good idea for one of my bike rides. Independent Mind usually checks his mirror, then looks around to make sure. Mick says, I tend to veer in the direction I turn your head without realizing. Yeah, if you're doing that, mirrors, I think it's best to find a solution you're most comfortable with. I'm pretty good at not doing that, but I can totally... I've been in cars with people who did that when they check and the whole car goes with their hands. It's like, whoa, you should not be driving. But on a bike, maybe that's a bit more natural. Darlene says, watching your video of the smorgasbord dining and then 3 portable toilets. So sad. It's not a permanent thing. Portable toilets are better than no toilets. Hello, KDM. You were at the waterfront yesterday and it's gotten so boring there. No shops open. Were there ever a lot of shops that were open? Queens Quay Terminal Building only has a grocery store, barber, and 3 small public restaurants. Hey, that one taco restaurant is really good. The bridge at Pier 4 to walk over is damaged and not operational. That bridge has not been open for a few years. Only place for coffee is Tim Hortons or Starbucks. No nice small cafes. Well, there used to be a Lavazza cafe. Does that count as small? Artist studios closed. Pretty sad that okay, that's a long... Whoa. Okay, I'm going to let that comment be. You're free to express your disappointment. I get it. Things aren't the same as they used to be. And the beeping begins at 24, says Epic Nation HD. They both shouldn't be doing that. I think the guy should have been honking his horn at the idiot who decided to stop and block the entrance to a parking garage. I disagree. I think one of the guys should have been honking. Yes, honking's annoying, but there's a time and a place. So I'll heart that anyways. Silveria Newitt says, my aunt's husband's grandpa used to own the park. Before he passed, he actually discovered the land. He discovered Center Island? That is your aunt's husband's. So your aunt's husband. So your uncle's grandpa. Right? Step uncle no, your aunt's husband, no matter what, would be your uncle. By blood or not blood, right? He would always be your uncle, no matter what. Your aunt's... So my uncle's grandpa used to own the park. Before he passed, he actually discovered the land. I think what happened here was the... Anyways, I'm not going to go into it, but I have a theory behind that comment. Interesting. Did you answer the UFC question? Favorite fighter? My favorite fighter... Who is my favorite fighter? That's a pretty good question. I'm thinking UFC. I honestly think Adam Boric is probably my favorite fighter. He's like him, and they're both Bellator guys, but Aaron Pico is the most exciting fighter to watch by far. I don't fall into like the you're better if you're in the UFC thing. I'm going to say Aaron Pico is my favorite fighter just because I will never miss one of his fights. He is kill or be killed every single time. It's a highlight, and he will be the best fighter in the world someday. Aaron Pico, not a UFC fighter, so I didn't really answer your question. But there's the answer I want to give. UFC, I kind of like Yuri, even though I think Nemkov is better, but... Devin Taylor says, hey, Johnny, stay out there. Be aware of wild furry beasts. As a lifelong American, I can say that we don't say lieutenant. It's definitely lieutenant. I thought you said lieutenant. Don't Americans say lieutenant? Funny Dog says, we're only at 1 day ago. You know my views are up when it takes this long for us to get to 1 day. Marge says, Jays have bases loaded in the 8th, and they're up 2-0. Why do I have my stream on here? Let's put the Jays up. Ooh. What just popped up onto my TV? That is not baseball. They're up 2-0 in the top of the 8th. Thank you, Funny Doc. Funny Dog. I said Doc. Agreed. Thank you, Harjot. Thank you for the interesting video. I admire the fact that you're brave to ride on those busy roads and streets. So that's talking about yesterday's live stream. Action BJ says Lieutenant. No. Oh, I guess I was wrong on that. NB says, since lots of commentators have asked for skyline night shots, what about the Overly Millwood Pate Bridge plus Chester Hill lookout? I have captured those on video, but I don't know if my camera could do those views justice at night. Cheers. It looks like a third world country. Poles with electric wires. You are way behind Canada. That infrastructure you see, when roads get resurfaced, and they do bury the power lines, but it doesn't make sense to like spend millions of dollars just for the sake of burying them. They are getting buried when the time comes. Just the way it is. You for sure are not a casual fan with the guys you named. You never miss a Gegard Mousasi fight. Moose lost to Johnny Eblin. How good is Johnny Eblin? Or was Moose just having one of his off nights? I love Moose, but he always looks like his mind is somewhere else, and he's never like that interested in the fight. Still, I think Moose versus Bobby Knuckles or Adesanya would be pretty awesome stuff. But I also want to see Eblin fight those guys. Like, Eblin is not a jobber. He's the real deal. Monique Trudeau. I used to fly from Winnipeg to Victoria between 2010 2016 with WestJet. You flew at least 6 times. Always had a great service. Your connecting flight was late one time, and they even booked you for first class. Wait a minute, because that's all they had. So I was very grateful and only had to wait 1 hour. That's what I call service. Did you just say WestJet and first class? WestJet doesn't even have business class. I don't want to call your comment out. Does WestJet have first class? I think WestJet calls all their tickets first class. With the purchase of EconoFlex, yeah, they have different tiers of economy, but I'm pretty sure WestJet doesn't actually have a first class. Maybe, benefit of the doubt, maybe they upgraded you to like premium economy. You got to sit at the front, but I don't think you were upgraded to first class on an airline that only has economy. Hi, John. This road looks treacherous. Look out for potholes. Good luck. Do you have insurance? I don't. It's a bicycle. Don't need it. Maybe on their Dreamliners. I don't think. What's the big Airbus? The A380? I don't think they have Dreamliners or any big fights like that. Mick says Mousasi versus Rockhold would be a good one. Then both guys can retire. Yeah. I would rather see. I don't know. I think Moose might be on the brink of being washed up. He just like. Or Eblin is that good. That's my question. I can already smell the autumn in this video. So can I. Aslam Mula says, hey, Big J. Novell Cost doesn't have bike insurance either. Yeah, it's covered as property up to like $500 or something on your home insurance. Read it carefully. There are stipulations on that, but it's not covered. It's not like you have motorcycle insurance on your bike. Mo Riaz, I like Canada. I also like Canada. Sapan says, great e-bike stream. A lot of positive comments here. Falcom Scott says he'll rewatch it later. You doing all 3, so scheduled yourself accordingly. Don't worry. Thank you, E. Blake. Clayton Crawford. Jeez, Clayton, that's a long comment. Your comments are always funny, and I do read them all. But that's a long one. I'm going to give you a heart. Thank you, Clayton, and thank you for your channel membership. Underground Walk. There's a request. Ivan Serrano, you just got your DJI Pocket 2 back an HP Chromebook back from a pawn shop. I do business in the Bronx. I still have a YouTube channel. School interesting. I'm not one to judge. But you pawned your Pocket 2 and your Chromebook? Great video. I'm traveling to Toronto soon, so this video was a great research and inspiration. That was a quiet video, too. That was one where I didn't talk. Devin says, how are you doing? You're going to start walking more often because you're in a battle with your weight. You need to lose 80 pounds. Hope it works out. Julie says, WestJet does have Boeing 787s, which have business, but most definitely not used on the route she was flying. I didn't know that. I guess WestJet has expanded. Back when I flew WestJet, they had this thing where your ticket said first class on it. But their whole philosophy was everybody flies first class with WestJet. And you're really just in regular old coach, as we used to say. Toronto is my dream city. Andrew from Germany, Bavarian. Cleanup Man finally made it in a video. Timestamp yourself so we can see. Chris Mill says they are flying into the UK now. I want Transat is our best airline in this country. I've only had really good experiences with Transat. Why can't they just take over AC and WestJet as number one? Here comes a lot of people telling me the bad experiences they had with Transat. But they tend to just go to like resort countries in the Caribbean. In Moscow, we have the same weather, just a little bit fresher, plus 14. Kathy says it actually is walking, driving, biking down that street at any hour and something is always going down. You're not seeing it because it's raining. Loop around on a nice day like today. I've been down George many times. Never saw anything remotely shady. Just some people down on their luck. Cheers. So she's saying it is sketchy, but that's my experience with George Street. Lisa says that Kathy is a photographer. Sorry, Drake and other Canadian rappers, but Jane and Finch is like Beverly Hills compared to the sketchy parts of every US. It's not a competition. Jay's left him loaded, says Chris Mills. I'm not even paying attention. Hi, can you do a walk around Cabbagetown? I grew up there. Yogi! Yogi! Where are you, Yogi? We miss you. Johnny Stride says 8 videos plus 1 where he's a guest in Bevy's video. That is walking to around Cabbagetown. Just search Johnny Stride's Cabbagetown. Yogi, my bad. Thank you, Yogi. I often don't even have to respond to my comments when Yogi is around. Hey, Johnny, do you like the Air Canada, Air Transat, WestJet? I'm indifferent, but I've only had really good experiences with Air Transat. Can't say the same about the other two. Make theme-based videos. One day focus on churches. Another day focus on skyscrapers. I've done that. You've got good knowledge. Videos with specific themes will bring in people who are looking for specific info about Toronto. Stay tuned for more. 1645. The man who did this crime lived a couple blocks away from me, which is quite frightening. He lived in the annex. He was also a legal gun owner. He's talking about the guy who murdered 2 people days apart in the east side of downtown. A walk or ride through Old Mill or Scarborough Bluffs. 208, definitely a spy leaning against the pole. All right, it's 9:30. I didn't think we'd be going for this long. I do have a video to do. So we're going to change gears. I'm going to quickly edit a video. And then I'm probably going to have a cup of coffee, take a deep breath, and see if I can talk myself into going out and recording a video. I did say I would do a night video as Bradley Zimmer warms up. So today, let's close these here. I did a walk. I don't know what time I went, like pretty late. Get over here. So I need to drop my starting and end points on here. We're going to do this pretty quick, by the way. Feel free to ask anything and anything and anything and anything. That's how we're going to say it. And talk amongst yourselves. But we're going to do some work now on the Friday Night Live. So my walk, I tend to do downtowny stuff on weekends. I started here and I finished here. Oh no, but now my line's going to go across. Whatever. I'm just going to draw a line right across my endpoint. Yes, I looped my ass around. Lisa's not going to go out feeling too comfortable right now. Info updater, welcome to being banned from the channel for making stupid comments. Thank you, Ali BHG. Whippy Dude says short walk. Yes, this was my shortest walk of all time. I'm going to try to do this with just part of my screen here. Where's that map we just made? Plunk that guy. Can I do this with... Oh, well. I use 2 monitors when I do everything. Now I'm using like part of 1 monitor. So we'll see how this goes. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, I don't have the full the full preview area, but that's okay. We'll connect that to there. We'll connect that to there. And that goes over there. I think we can manage without my full stuff. So I'm just going to animate the walk I did. It's pretty easy on this software. I could like do it in my sleep by now. Clayton Crawford encouraged me to walk tonight. Thank you, Clayton Crawford, for your continued support. This donation is to persuade you to go for a night walk tonight. I think I don't have a choice now, do I? So I started here, and I kind of went around Yonge and Dundas. I thought this was a pretty cool video, by the way. And I walked along Dundas Street East. To Sackville.
Encourage you to walk tonight.
To Queen. So we got very, very busy Dundas Street. And then it kind of tailed out and got a little bit sketch. There's that word. And then I just came back up. I was going to stop at Queen, but there were so many people out. It was pretty cool vibe going on. So I just decided to continue the loop. So I just need to animate this now. But because I don't have this thing on. Oh, there we go. I can see the whole thing. Okay, so we're on the endpoint, right? Okay. Zoom it. Zoom it. There's the walk I went on. I started at Yonge and Dundas. And then I went east along Dundas. And then I went south down Sackville in Regent Park. And then I went west along Queen Street West. And then I went back up to where I started. And I made a little mistake in the walk. I'm glad I remembered it because I'm going to have to put some text up while I edit. But if you've ever wondered how I do my animated maps, that is it. I learned how to do them like Indiana Jones style. Like, yes, this was just before this live stream. I learned how to do like flyover maps where it's all like pretty impressive looking, but they take like 2 hours to do. I don't have time for that. So this is why I do my maps like this. Looks like a map to me. So let me get my files in there. Video. Whoops. I am not used to just working on this tiny little space here, but that's okay. I do this the old school way. I manually sync things up. Auto-align clips based on waveform. Whippy Dude says my older maps looked more hand-drawn. Yeah, they were actually like hand-drawn. That's why they looked more hand-drawn. It was like me with the mouse, like physically drawing the map in real time as it was captured. There we go. So what I just did was I record the audio separately. I record the audio on one of these things. And I just pulled the audio off of that. And now I'm replacing the audio with the camera with the audio that I recorded externally. This is just an adapter. A very good adapter. And that's a little disconcerting that it wasn't plugged all the way in. Eugenate is taking the firearm safety course. Wish you luck. All right, good luck. Why are you taking that? Why are you taking the firearm safety course? Shh. I'm going to start with the end of the video, because why not? The ending is the best part.
There we go. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you on the next one. And I will catch you on the next one.
But will I catch you on the next one? I let the audio run a little bit longer and then fade that over. You're getting a PAL license. I don't know what that is. Here's my cinematic opening shot. Let's do a little fade on that. Maybe a second and a half. Yeah, we won't get that guy riding his bike by if I don't do that. Oh, you want to go to the range with your guy? With your dad? Ali BHG noticing the flute player.
Hey everyone, it is Friday, September 2nd. The time is 5:30 p.m. and the temperature right now is around 26 degrees Celsius.
Ooh, it's 26 degrees Celsius. What is that? Ooh, I think I have my bar for tomorrow night selected. Isn't that exciting? The bar has been selected. Did it say 79? Yeah, 78.8.
Section of Yonge and Dundas in downtown.
Tokyo vibes here. Look at this crossing.
I'm just going to make my way through this scramble crossing over to Dundas Square.
We got Tokyo vibes.
Maybe I'll turn this volume down a bit.
Southbound Yonge Street. And a look over at the Eaton Center.
I'm just waiting for the part where I talk about where I'm going on the ride. It was loud.
And this would be Dundas Square.
I look at where I talk. I want my talking to be around. I want my talking to around -10 to -15. That's the volume that.
Yes, it is extremely noisy right now.
So I'm kind of talking a little loud because there's a lot of sound to talk over. But I'm gonna.
This one, I'm gonna go for a walk around the.
Ooh, I'm talking about it. And this one, I'm gonna go for a walk around what?
And for this one, I'm gonna go for a walk around the east side of downtown.
Okay, so I'm an idiot. I'm like panning around Dundas Square, showing it.
I'm gonna go for a walk around the east side of downtown.
At the time, I want to put my map up. Okay, that's fine.
So I think I'm gonna walk east along Dundas Street here.
Ali BHG says, in spite of all the noise.
And then I'll walk south, I think down to Queen Street, and then I'll head west back over to Yonge.
Listen how loud it is. Are we all going to watch this video tomorrow? Give it a better
There's a 505 Dundas streetcar.
show than the one we got today. Ooh. Nice little quiet moment there. We're going to drop the old subscriberoo. Do it. Subscribe.
And
Now I just need a moment to drop this thing. I usually just look for a time when there's like good contrast so you can read it. Brad Palmer says he will. Thank you, Brad Palmer. I will quiz you on that on the Sunday night Stumble stream. Lisa says Yonge Street has been wild lately. It's been pretty busy. It's been pretty awesome. I usually drop one of these little subscribe doohickeys towards the end too. It's not really important when. I just like it to... Usually a part where I'm quiet. Right after that guy. There we go. Don't talk, don't talk, don't talk. Sweet. So...
unfortunately also
Notice how I'm now down at like 20 when I'm talking?
activity and
So, once I left Yonge and Dundas, I didn't have to talk over all that noise. Now my voice is way quieter.
known as everywhere since
So I don't really want to
Imperial Pub is in. Dates back to 1924.
do any like hardcore leveling on a live stream. So we're just going to be pretty lazy about it.
Local watering hole in the air.
So I'm going to start it here.
And there's a 50.
So then when do I have to start talking loud again?
Later tonight, and I think it was good to cover this stretch. But it's full circle.
Okay, so this part and this part, I'm just going to boost the my voice. Got a few solid snaps along the way. That's the only thing I picked up on what you were saying there. I'm going to put a limiter there. Just in case there's any sirens or anything, it gets too loud. This kind of softens it. It puts a bit of a curve on it. It's called hard limiter, but it'll put a curve on the sound.
Not at all obnoxious street preacher on the southwest corner there. These I've been to, you tend to follow.
Of course, I'm complaining about a street preacher. Okay, there's one part I screwed up. So where was that? It was on the east side.
There's the Help Force Ontario marketing corner. There's the guy with the good. There's the Help. There's the
I screwed
Help
up
Force
right here.
Ontario marketing and recruitment agency.
Whippy Doo thought YouTube put in the subscribe stuff automatically. That's like a custom
On the left here
thing I had to make.
is the Fred Victor drop. It's a very musical corner. Called Henry's.
Ooh, here's the part.
There's a famous camera shop on Church Street called Henry's.
Yeah, I'm talking about a famous camera shop on Church Street while I'm standing at Jarvis. Like, what a dummy.
Street called Henry's. Church Street called Henry's.
This is Jarvis Street, dummy. I'm going to put that text on there.
They're moving. They're moving. I think they might have already closed down and moved, but they're moving north of here. I think to just north of Church and Shooter, although
File, save. What day is it? September 2, Dundas East. Downtown. Done. All I have to do is render it and upload it, and that is one of my videos. Cleanup Man says, in your Fan Expo video, I said, that's awesome as you passed. Do you have a timestamp on that, Cleanup Man? That's pretty neat. Chris Mills says, have I seen the John McAfee documentary on Netflix? No, I haven't. Vlad Guerrero arguing with the umpire over something there. He's got a 1-2 count. Downtown camera over Henry's, says Lisa. What about VizTech? We got a lot of techie camera places on Queen Street West. So what I need to do with this is, do I have enough hard drive space is the first question. Oh, yes. Hundreds of gigs. I need to render this out. I don't know. I don't know if I can render this while we're live streaming because it's using the same encoder. I'd be pretty impressed if we could do both at the same time. September 2nd, downtown Toronto, east side. Add to render queue. Are we able to do both at the same time? 42 minutes. Apparently I can. I can stream and render at the same time. That is... Performance. CPU just at 24%. Look at that GPU. Video encode. This is what it's doing. It's encoding two things at once. It's encoding this live stream because I'm using the GPU renderer, and it's encoding my 4K 60 video at a fairly high bit rate. So We are stressing the living bejesus out of my sadly underpowered graphics card, while my CPU barely lifts a muscle, and the memory, I have 32 gigs of RAM, but we're a little over half of that. If I was doing more intensive stuff, like with Fusion and stuff, this would fill right up, but all right, we can do both. Lisa says I'm doing a great nerdy job. Alex Sad says I talk too much. I need to talk some more than just for you. Wink. That's the only way to respond to a comment like that. Dylan Reynolds says good morning, everyone. Dylan Reynolds, are you trying to say something? I do talk too much. COVID Hippo, have a good night. Dylan Reynolds has been live streaming lately a fair bit, which is pretty awesome. LEBHG says honest day. I try. Clayton Crawford says no, I don't talk too much. Whippy Dude says don't want to sound dumb. What does render mean? Render is the process of taking everything, all the different components of the video, all these video files, the sound, and the extra I guess pop-ups and stuff I've added, and just throwing it all together in just one video file, one complete video file. If this is like a Pixar or DreamWorks movie, this rendering process on my computer would take years to do. But on this kind of video, it's going to take 37 minutes apparently. And I think it would be quicker if I wasn't live streaming right now. It normally takes about 25 minutes. So I have a feeling that this live streaming is slowing it down. Melissa says more nighttime walks and maybe tour up the CN Tower. There are so many other communities in Toronto, yet you stick to only a few. The whole of North York and its ravines need to be explored. That's true. However, much of those areas, as great as they may be, are suburban in nature and have really low view times, and I personally don't find them that interesting. There's certainly some gems I've missed out on so far though. Cheers. That's my way of saying I'm not walking around random neighborhoods in like, I don't know. Chris Mills just received some i9 Dells at work. The new, I hope I didn't come across the wrong way to this person, by the way. The new Ryzen chips have been announced. They look pretty good. Great footage. Was this filmed with D-Cinelike or normal color? Normal. Thanks. I used the default normal profile. Falcom Scott. Thank you, Falcom Scott. Everyone's saying good morning to him. Through walking videos, great. How much anyone should walk in between? It's okay. Okay, Siraj Shah. Alex. Mitchell Marvin. Both, but maybe less of downtown. Keep up the good work. Don't watch tomorrow's video. It's a downtown video. But I have a non-downtown video as well. CN Tower tour with Ken. That might have been the plan tomorrow that I can't attend to because I'm attending to something else that I've already agreed upon. Christian Bourbano says, I really like when you do the night walks. It is very fun and exciting to see the city at night. It is. Maybe we should do one of those tonight. Can you do a vlog on nightlife? That's where I'm heading, apparently. The Real Man says, I'm getting used to busy weekends here in Toronto. Even with COVID still around, I'm surprised to see the city coming back to life. It's amazing. I don't think COVID is having a negative impact at all anymore. Fortunately. Yeah, I mean, it still exists, but the world has started spinning at its normal rate again. Thank you, Mix76. V Gray says, wonderful vid. Buffalo Chat says, you haven't done any Toronto nighttime walks in quite a while. This is why I'm trying to go out. I try to save the nighttime walks for Fridays. There's just more people out. It's more interesting. Now that we're at the end of summer, this is like possibly the last weekend that we can get out and do it. I do not allow myself to do it on Saturday night. Otherwise, I would just never get to enjoy a weekend night. Calix Yukon says, I prefer walking because you interact with the chat more. I wasn't talking about streams, but I get your point. Everton says, hello, Johnny. Thanks for the amazing video. Have a nice day. Thank you, Everton. Business Aaron, I have an old convertible. If you'd like to go for a ride in that sometime while live streaming, let me know. Home run Beau Bichette. I see that, Marge. I see that. You know what would be nice? A nighttime walk not narrated. That might be an idea, Lisa. Maybe I'll do that tonight. Maybe I'll do that. I'll keep my mouth S-H-U-T. Can I do it? Is it possible? Would love for you to come up to North Scarborough area, north of 401 Agent Court soon, but not sure if you would like to walk or not. Lack of bike lanes. To a walk through the distillery district before the Christmas time takes over to see what it's like. Thank you, Olivia. Okay, I think we're going to call it a wrap at 10 p.m. Thank you, Marie Palmer, for stopping in. Thank you, Brad Palmer, as well, for your support. Let's see what people vote for. Maybe, you know what? Maybe I'll do the non-narrated night walk another night. Because this is going to be like the Sunday video that I do tonight, I think. And I like those to be sort of... Those ones get more exposure. I like those to be narrated. But I see your point, Lisa. Maybe I'll do like an after midnight quiet night walk down. I think the atmosphere is just better if there's not a lot of stuff going on the street. All right, Mike B, I read John Burke says go train ride. Little elves are decorating as we speak, something in the holiday themes. Friday, August 27th. Is this from 2021? Hey, someone's correcting me. Oops. Can you fish in the lake without a permit? You need a fishing license. Common sense. And why the F would you waste your time fishing the open sewer? Okay. We're just going to keep scrolling. Nick likes it when I get annoyed by people. I'll be sure to get extra annoyed today. I wouldn't mind you bringing back some longer format of TTC rides. Yeah, I've gotten away from that. But these are things that I'm saving more for when it starts to get a bit colder. Peter Preston says, how about the Toronto Islands or the Leslie Spit? Those are good ideas. I'm probably going to go do Tommy Thompson pretty soon on one of the bikes. Walk Young north to Blythewood, east and through Sunnybrook Hospital grounds to Leslie Street, west back to Young and home. That's a good hike, but probably better. That's a hell of a walk. Yes, Nancy, this would be better as a bike or scooter ride. Yes. Yes, Lisa says, I know wandering isn't your jam, but dude, just pick a direction or get on whatever subway comes first and see where you end up. There's an idea. Stand at... What would be cool if I did that at St. George? If I stood at St. George, Mark's... Oh, I missed a super. David Clippert, 777. I'm very sorry about that, David. You're still in the chat now. Thank you very much for your support and your super chat. David Clippert. I did miss it. I was reading comments, but thank you, David. I like the numbers too. Sevens all lines up. I could stand at St. George Station on the stairs and whichever train comes. Here's an idea. Ask a person to give me like a random number, like 1 to 10. I will stand on St. George where there's 4 trains and then I will get on the train. And if they picked 8, I will go 8 stops in whatever direction the next train comes in. How's that? And then I'll just have to go for a walk around that area. There's a weird concept. Lisa says 7. Sunjib says 7. Just follow a person walking and get on whatever train they get on, says G-Kid. The problem with that, G-Kid, is that is also creepy as fuck. Not only is it super creepy, but I'm filming myself being creepy. So that's weird. Lisa says that's a fucking killer idea, actually. I think it's a pretty good idea. I will, and St. George is the perfect place to do it because both lines are stacked. So it's not just which one of the next 2 trains is coming. It's which one of the next 4 trains is coming, right? And I could even do something crazy like pick a number 1 to 20. And that is where we will have to go walk. Salazar says, I'm coming to Toronto in November. I can bring you a can of Lunatic Fridge if you want to beat up. Sure. If you want to hand off a can, we could probably arrange that. Thank you very much.
I am coming to Toronto in November. I can bring you a can of Lunatic Fridge if you want to meet up.
$6.99. Salazar, leave a comment further to that effect as we get closer to November. There is a catch. I might be away in November. I'm planning on a big trip around then. But we'll see if we can make it go. And I'm glad we came up with an idea for a walk. Hey, the Blue Jays are up 4-0 in the bottom of the 9th. 1 and 2 is the count on the batter. There are no outs, and he is. Relievers pitch from the stretch when there's no runners on, which is weird. The art of the full windup is really just something that like starting pitchers do anymore. Like only. It used to be relievers would do it, but now relievers don't. A whole change in paradigm has happened with Major League Baseball pitchers. City Nights, $5. Walk the Windsor Riverfront. You know what? That is a hell of an idea. And if I ever get to Windsor, I'm going to have to do that because it's gorgeous. And you got like the glistening towers of Detroit across the street. That's an awesome suggestion. Thank you, City Nights, for the $5. And for the, I don't know why David's comment got stuck. And for the super chat. Lisa says go to Detroit. But then I'm going to have to fill out Arrive Can just to come back.
Walk the Windsor Riverfront.
I want to throw a tantrum and protest that. Does anyone else remember Fun Park by Yorkgate Mall? It closed some time ago, maybe 15 years. I miss the old neighborhood. Yoink. All right, guys. I need to take a little break. I'm probably going to have a cup of coffee, watch a little videos. Then I'm going to get up and get my butt downtown and hopefully do a night walk. We still have lots of time. It's still pretty early in the night for the type of people that go out. I'm probably just going to do something that I've done a million times before. Maybe start at Dundas Square, walk over Queen Street to John Street, walk down to King, ping pong around that area. I don't know, but we're going to get out and we're going to do something tonight to take in some of the sights and sounds of the city at night. So thank you very much, everyone, for your support. Thanks for all the super chats. You guys have been amazing. Thanks for a few people joined and someone re-upped their channel membership. So thank you for that. Thank you to our CEO, Vivian Johnson. I don't know if you are still there, but she is the glue that keeps this whole operation together. So thank you, Vivian. Thanks to channel members, Patreon supporters. Hit the like button on your way out. It really does help with these things. Click the subscribe button. Just do it. Don't ask why. Just do it and never undo it. And create a bunch of other accounts and do it too. Just kidding. But thank you guys. Yes, keep your membership. Thank you for your support. Thank you, Brad Palmer. Have a good night. There's too many to list by name, but this community is awesome. In the words of Action BJ, yoink, there will be no sniff. There'll just be a yoink. Have a good night, guys. Yoink.